Here we go. Another podcast. That's Good Broncos. I'm Brandon Perna here with Will Keys. Our apologies for missing Sunday. Both of us under the weather, and it just didn't happen. We missed an episode. Sometimes that happens in life.
Yeah.
Most of you probably didn't notice, but we're just acknowledging. We said we'd go Sunday if the Broncos lost on Thursday Night Football, and oh boy, did they lose.
We decided to just never talk about it, which I think is okay with most people.
Yeah.
If there was ever a week to miss recapping,
It's
probably week 7.
Yeah, I didn't do a recap of the game because I said this year on a Thursday week, which are always like the worst weeks, if the Broncos are competing, I'll break my back to make sure I get that video done. But no, I'm going to try as hard as they did in that game, which wasn't very hard. A lot to discuss today. We'll get into picking all of the games as we do every week for the Patreon Pick'em League. I think we did a little bit better last week by one game. And we'll see where you guys are standing in that. And we got a little bit of Broncos news to discuss. The big thing, Jeudy getting back. He's going to play this weekend. That is huge. Today's episode brought to you, though, by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up at DraftKings. DNVR is your code over there. If you want to do some bets this weekend. And like last week, there's a lot of lopsided games. It's like the first 6 weeks of NFL football. We got so many good games. Then last week was a shit show. This week might not be any better. But another piece of important news. We got... Oh, I put it on backgrounds. Damn it. I uploaded it to the wrong. Here we go. No. Nope. Can't do that. How about this? Nope. No. Nope. 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 If you're listening, you're probably very confused. Damn it.
There is a discount code. You just have to guess.
Yeah. We're doing a sale for Benchwarmer Brew for my coffee, benchwarmerbrew.com. If you use code OLDMAN this week, my birthday week, we're giving you a $3.70 discount because I'm turning 37. So that's all that was. Biggest discount we've done.
Yeah, I would take the opportunity. Go get some coffee.
You get it cheaper than ever. Here we go. Boom, there it is. Discount code OLDMAN at benchwarmerbrew.com. All right,
so we'll get to the Broncos. The shirts are so good.
Oh yeah, we're working on some new shirts. So I'll have info on that as some more become available. There might be a couple orange versions left, but we're gonna get more. Anyway, Will, why don't you fill me in on what's happened with the Broncos? Because what I've noticed are two really big bits of news for the Broncos this week. Jeudy and Kenny Young.
That's right. Yeah, those are the easily the two biggest things that have happened since Thursday. I think that we should touch on, if we're going to touch on anything from that game, I think you and I kind of expected, if there's going to be a change, it makes a little bit of sense to do it after a Thursday night game, given the half bye week.
Right. Extra time to prepare.
Yeah, no sign of changing the offensive coordinator or anything else, which, it's a little frustrating knowing that we've kind of been on that train since, checking my watch here, last year.
Since the moment they fucking signed him. The day they made the decision to bring in Pat Shurmur, we were like, what? And we tried to say why it might be a decent move. Like we tried to give him some credit.
Tried to spin.
But I did not like that move at all the moment they made it. And rarely are we this right, but damn.
Yeah, we knocked this one out of the park.
Also, I was listening to the radio this week, and I heard Tyler Polumbus basically saying his opinion is that because they were talking about coaches lost the locker room. They're kind of defending Vic Fangio in terms of like saying that players don't necessarily think like he's a bad head coach. And they kind of went into some things like about it and how he could be better. But then when asked about Shermer, Plum was like, "Oh no, that guy lost the locker room." Basically, he's like, "If it were me," he kind of backed out a little bit. But if I were on the team, he would have lost me. And so before that, he was saying like talking to some of the players, like I don't feel like Vic Fangio's like completely lost the locker room. There's some position coaches and things like that. And then Pat Shermer's name came up specifically. And he was like, yeah, nobody believes in that guy. Was kind of what he insinuated. So
except for the head coach, apparently.
Yeah, that's probably Vic's problem. Like we've said many times, I think he can be an okay head coach. He just needs to surround himself with an incredibly talented offensive coordinator and a good defensive. Like the defensive coordinator doesn't even have to be the best because Vic's chiming in that department. But Shermer ain't it in terms of cutting edge offensive coordinator, make adjustments correctly through the game, come up with a good game plan, anything, any of those things. Hate it.
Yeah, and you know, to defend Fangio a little bit, I really would like to see his team with a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I would, just because I feel like the defense has struggled because in part it's just hard to feed off the energy or lack thereof with the offense.
It's hard when your offense is scoring 0 points in the first half.
Yeah, it's hard to play complimentary football when your team's just going 3 and out. Yeah, every time they touch the ball, just about. But that might change because they're getting Jeudy back, and he's going to play this week against the Washington football team.
Yeah.
So in a corresponding move, they released John Brown, who, you know, I'll remember the John Brown era very fondly, just like I remember the David Moore era in Denver. Jeudy looked like he was really, really poised for a breakout season. I mean, hard to call it a breakout season when I think he did have a good rookie season given the circumstances. But I mean, like a dominant season.
Yeah,
unfortunately, he got his ankle nearly, sawed in half against the Giants.
He was lucky to have that thing just sprained.
Right. Yeah, and that was like halfway through the game or maybe the third quarter. And by that time, he already had 6 catches for 72 yards. So he and Teddy just had this instant chemistry. And I think the loss of him, and then obviously Hamler too, but mostly Jeudy, I think, really it changed the way, regardless of what Vic Fangio says in his press conferences, changes the way that defenses play the Broncos offense, because you have your jump ball guys and your contested catch guys in Patrick and Sutton, and you have your separation guy and your route runner and Jerry Jeudy. And without that guy, it's really easy to key in on Sutton and Patrick. And I think that dynamic separation, route runner, juke you out of your shoes guy is going to be just what the doctor ordered. And instead of 5 3-and-outs, I think there'll only be like 3 or 4 this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if one guy can fix the Broncos' woes on first and second down, I think it's Jerry Jeudy.
Agreed.
Or, committing to the run game outside the first 2 series when you do your 2 run, pass, and then like, this isn't working. We'll never run the ball again. To be fair, though, like Javonte Williams did not have a lot of carries against the Browns, but they did get him targets in the passing game. So It's not like he was not utilized at all in that game. So that's, something to keep in mind. I forget the total number of runs. I think it was like 12. And I think that's what Columbus was saying. Like, if I'm an offensive lineman and you give me 12 run plays through the course of a game, I'm going to hate you.
I'm pissed.
Like, as a play caller.
Yeah. I don't think people realize that. It's like, oh, it's a passing league. You got to pass. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, when you're good at it.
Passing is the more efficient thing to do, but you also have to treat, your offense like, real people with wants and needs. And offensive linemen prefer to run block so much more than pass block. Pass blocking is hard as hell.
Yeah.
I tried it a couple of times and I was not very good at it. And run blocking is so much more fun.
Run blocking, you're like pushing forward. You're using physics in your favor as a giant human.
Yeah.
Pass blocking, you're standing your ground, or if you're on the edges, you're going back first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why left tackle is so hard. Your first steps are backwards, and you got guys like Von Miller and Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett coming at you with fucking karate ninja-like hand moves that you have to fend off. It's tough. And you like if your quarterback's bad and they're not getting rid of the ball quickly or going to the wrong places, or that if you have a quarterback who's taking too many steps and drops, your life's impossible as a lineman. If they're just sitting back in the pocket way too long, it's like you don't know how long you have to hold protections for. So you're right. Yeah, run blocking a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's like the difference between, okay, I'm going to go clear a hole. Like this is what I'm paid to do. This is what I live to do. Versus, okay, I better not fuck up. Especially if you're in 3rd and 9 and the defensive end knows that you have to pass block and he can pin his ears back. It's just a nightmare. So they have to not do that against Washington. Although, getting Jeudy back against a bad defense, and Washington, surprisingly, is really bad defense. Chase Young, we're writing the great players for bad team script, and I made a note. This is probably a bad omen, but Chase Young this season has been a bad player on a bad team. 1.5 sacks through 7 games. So rest assured, he's going to get 5 this week.
And he was so good last year.
I know. Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's funny because the Washington defense is probably like, okay, this is what we need to get back on track. The Broncos offense, and the Broncos offense, like, this is what we need to get back on track. The Washington defense.
Yeah, Washington defense, like one of the worst in the red zone, 4th worst, I think. Was it their defense or was it their offense? I think their offense was 4th worst in the red zone, going against the Packers, who had the worst red zone defense last week, and they crumbled. And then Washington actually played pretty well against Green Bay. I think they had 3 red zone stops and or turnovers or something in that game.
Well, one of them was really, really dumb because Heineke got in the end zone, but because he dove and he came up short of the goal line when he dove without being touched, the new rule is he gave himself up like at the 1-inch line.
Yeah, it's a stupid rule.
Really, really dumb, but
it's like
him out of a touchdown.
Like Heineke's athletic too. You don't expect him to fuck up a dive.
Yeah.
But he did. Oh, he messed it up bad. And then on the next play, they tried to just jump over the pile with him, and the ball came loose, and his knee was down when he got possession. So it's not a walk in the park, but it is a get-right game, possibly for the Broncos. Albert O's coming back. I think that could be helpful for the offense. But getting Kenny Young from the Rams, the Broncos had a serious need at linebacker. Like, I don't think we realized how much Alexander Johnson was actually doing for that defense. And we were worried about losing him, obviously. Like, I was more worried about the passing attack than I was the run. But I think he was, as Dearness Johnson showed, probably pretty key in helping the Broncos run defense. Kenny Young, I think this is a really solid trade for the Broncos in terms of they don't give up much to get a guy who is playing this season. And it's not like he's not the best linebacker in the NFL, but it's like an average linebacker you're getting to help your team who really, really needs this. So it's a good pickup for them.
Yeah, 46 tackles with the Rams, 2 sacks, was the starter. And, like you said, I think they're swapping 2024 late round picks.
Yeah.
It might be earlier than that, but I read 2024 somewhere. I don't even know if you can trade picks that far away.
Late. It's 2 years out, I think, but it's late picks. I don't care. I don't care if you gave up a 5th rounder to get. You lost both of your starting linebackers, and last week showed you're not ready. Whoever you have, you're not complete enough back there to stop anybody. So
yeah, it was kind of weird because I think people were upset at the idea of the Broncos being buyers and not sellers. But this is not a we're going for it kind of trade. This is a we need to field a competent linebacker kind of trade, or else teams will run 47 times against us.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely a good move. They kind of took advantage of a situation in Los Angeles where I think their first draft pick in LA, maybe it was their second, but they took a linebacker named, I think, Ernest Jones, and they just wanted to get him on the field. And Kenny Young was playing well, but they wanted to give the young guy a shot and said, all right, this guy's playing well, but he's expendable. So the Broncos took him off their hands for really nothing. So I don't know, like, regardless of the results this season, it doesn't change that I think that this team has been managed really well, and George Payton's been doing a good job of wheeling and dealing and acquiring talent and being aggressive enough.
I'm not mad at George Payton. You got Kenny Young. You're playing him next to Justin Strnad. Baron Browning, questionable to play this week. Alexander Johnson on IR. Josie Jewell on IR. Micah Kaiser on IR. Jonas Griffith on IR. Those were all your linebackers. Not to mention outside linebackers like Bradley Chubb on IR. Andre Mintz, please, on IR. Natrez Patrick on IR. So they've been decimated there. And then this week you've got Malik Reed, questionable. Von Miller, questionable. Mike Purcell, doubtful. Adding a defensive piece this week, I'm not going to be upset about.
Much needed. Malik Reed, questionable. I felt like it was questionable whether he's been on the field the last few weeks.
Jonathan Cooper came in for Von Miller, and I thought played decent. So
I did too. Yeah, I think he's going to get a ton of snaps going forward.
All right,
good for him.
So, I got to connect the Pick'em tab. So we will go and pick all of the games as promised. I just got to connect that on my end here. Oh, where are we? Okay, there's the standings. Screen share screen, Chrome tab, Pick'em group, select, booyah. Before we get into the Pick'ems, though, I think this is a good time to mention my unmentionables. I got too many damn tabs up. DraftKings Sportsbook! Yo, NFL fans, hungry for a big win this week? Why wait? Wrong company. DraftKings Sportsbook, though, is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and they've got you covered.
They've got you custard.
They're going to get you some custard, and they got you covered. DraftKings going to fire me for not being able to read. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets. And again, as I mentioned, there are some lopsided matchups this week. I think you can hit on that while risking just $5. You've got same game parlays at DraftKings. I saw somebody hit on like one of the most insane just weak parlays. They picked like every game correctly, and it made me think of our guy over here, P-Whoop, picking so many games right every week. I think you should be doing multiple team parlays in there, P-Whoop. Anyway, same game parlays. Combine your bets to get bigger payouts. DraftKings, in terms of sports books, is the safest, securest, reliablest that I know. So you can deposit, withdraw your money at your convenience. Just use code DNVR when you sign up at the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and you're going to get the offer of $200 in free bets if you bet just $5 on an NFL team and they win this week. You win with promo code DNVR. this week. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Got to be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions applies to DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. All right. Fucking nailed that. Here we are, Will. We are in the pick'ems. All right. We got our guy, P-Whoop, Billy, Bob, Joe. You refuse, my friend, to be defeated. Has he been the top spot since we started?
Yeah, I think he's had a hold on probably since week 4. He's slowed down a little bit, but
yeah, the last 2 weeks he's only got 80 points.
Yeah.
So we got Alex
Lopez is sneaking up on him a little bit.
Sneaking up on him. Week 5, week 4 for him. Looks like he was near perfect. We had 100 points this week, so not too bad. Better than 90 last week. Where are we? Where's that good spot? We're tied at
19th. There's a lot of ties here.
A lot of ties at 19. 25 seems pretty popular. What about who's in last place? Big Honey, Alex Down Under. It's not rugby. That's probably why Alex Down Under is doing so bad. This American football.
Yeah, he might be looking at the picks upside down and picking the wrong team when he thinks it's the right one.
That too. But our top 3: Billy, Bob, Joe, Alex Lopez, Fred Barber. Fred and Alex tied at second. You got Travis Moody, Isaac Pacius, Marco Palomo. Palomo. One of those is right.
Remember the Palomo.
All right, so we're going to do the picks for this week. We'll start with Thursday Night Football, and we got the Packers heading to Arizona. 71% picking the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football, short week. Of course, we know Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard on the COVID list. Now, there's a small chance Devontae Adams could play. He's vaccinated, so he has the window as long as he tests negative. But the thing is, he can't travel with the team, so he'd have to take a separate plane to get to the game. I don't know. It looks unlikely, but there's a chance. I think the Packers need him in this game.
The Packers are actually pretty good. They're successful without Adams. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the preferable situation, but Rodgers does find a way to get the ball to the other guys. I think prefers to throw it to Devontae Adams, and Adams has over 700 yards. I think he's second or third in receiving yards this year, and no one else has more than like 250 yards receiving on this team. Yeah. So he's far and away the number one target.
This is just a game where you need him. Short week against arguably the best team in the league right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm mostly curious about the Packers defense, which has been playing better, in my opinion, this year than they were last season, despite injuries. And if they can slow down Arizona's offense, because the Texans defense slowed them down for about a half last week before Arizona eventually beat them 31-5. But I don't see the Packers defense breaking down the same way Houston's did. And I think we learned that if Houston can get to Kyler Murray like they did, 4 sacks, there was pressure. Kyler Murray took a lot of hits in that game. Then I think Rashawn Gary and Green Bay could cause some problems for the number one team. But I think I got to pick the Cardinals here.
Yeah, Cardinals missing J.J. Watt. Other than that, I think they're pretty healthy. They have the number one scoring defense right now.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. I think defense kind of plays against just about anyone, and you see the Packers I don't know. It's like they get down early in some games. In the games they lose, which is about 3 a season, they tend to lose kind of big.
I was just going to say that. It's like,
and I feel like this could be that game where Aaron Rodgers is like, you know what? This might not be our week. like 25 minutes into the game. And
Aaron Rodgers knows when the game's over before anybody.
He does.
But this is also possibly the best game of the week. So,
which is why it's kind of like it's great to have it on a Thursday, and it's also really lame to have it on a Thursday.
So stupid. Even one more day, you would know Devontae Adams could play. You know,
yeah. Why not just Friday night? Well, you got the World Series too. Fine, we'll take it on a Thursday.
All right, but we're taking the Cards.
Yes,
I'm sure they're favored in a small margin. All right, interesting. Panthers at Falcons. Two teams heading different directions. The Panthers heading to hell with the Broncos.
Correct.
And the Falcons, also a team where we started our good players on bad teams episode, and I started that script like 2 weeks ago, and now the Cardinals, I'm not sure if they're truly a bad team anymore.
The Falcons.
Yeah, sorry, the Falcons. They've got some guys playing well, and if one guy can change this game, I think it's Kyle Pitts, who when I was rewatching last week's win over Miami, he stood out. Like, it wasn't just, I noticed because I was watching it during Red Zone when they came back to, get into field goal range for the game winner, and he had 2 of the catches on that that final drive. But he had like 3 big catches before that, one of which was just a one-handed grab down the sideline. He was just making big play after big play, 163 yards in that game. But like when I was watching him, I'm like, oh shit, like this dude's turning, like he's getting good fast. We knew he would probably be good, but you never know how long it's going to take a tight end to click. I think he's clicking. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Panthers benched Sam Darnold against the Giants last week.
Yeah.
And they put in, one of our favorites, PJ Walker. Didn't really work, but they're going back to Sam Darnold this week.
Yeah.
I would like to see them give Walker a start.
Yeah, why not? Like,
why not?
I mean, Matt Rule said they're 100% confident in Sam Darnold this week.
Yeah, I don't believe
that's a lie. They just tried to get Deshaun Watson. At least they were feeling it out. They were feeling it out enough that it became a news story that they emerged as the other team in addition to the Dolphins as being in play for Watson. And then somebody decided that was a bad move. Now they were never interested in Deshaun Watson, and they're 100% in on Sam Darnold after they benched it. Like, if you're in on him, why even bench him in that game? Like, what's the point?
Right. Yeah.
What does that do for his confidence? Does it teach him a lesson? Oh, they're taking my bad play seriously. I don't know. Yeah,
just say like, I don't know, because it's such an obvious lie. Just say like, he needed a break and he's going to get another opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not that hard. I'm picking the Falcons.
Yeah. I saw Arthur Smith talking about Matt Ryan being criminally underrated, which is true. You and I, big Matt Ryan fans. Yeah. I think the first week or two, he didn't look himself. Maybe he was just trying to learn and implement the new offense that they're running there, but he was dropping some dimes in that last game against Miami. All right, here. Speaking of Miami, 1% the Dolphins are picked to go into Buffalo and get a win. Tua, I thought, since he's returned, played a little bit better each of the last 2 weeks.
Agreed.
Had 2 bad picks against the Falcons. Doesn't throw those picks, they probably win, but he got the team back into a position to win. We also like Tua. Will and I are unanimous there. But I kind of agree. I don't think they're going to go into Buffalo after Buffalo comes off a bye week and win.
It's not going to happen. No, it's Buffalo.
I feel like Miami might trade for Deshaun Watson at halftime of this game.
Yeah, they might. It sounds like it's agreed to in principle, and they're just waiting on litigation, which feels like, you might get old waiting for that.
Yeah.
I do want to see Tua somewhere else. Yeah. That's going to be one of the highlights. Yeah, that's going to be one of the good things that comes out of this trade, I think. I hope
Brian Flores Coach of the Year picks looking pretty bad.
Yeah, that was, well, Yeah. It was a makeup call for last year when he actually deserved it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Tua needs to go somewhere he has a chance to thrive.
Yeah, not Chicago.
Yeah, here's a game I really, really couldn't care less about. 49ers at Bears. 34% picking the Bears.
Yeah,
That's
interesting.
a little higher than I would have guessed.
The Fields thing it's bizarrely polarizing people, and I think the easy answer is half the people think, more than half the people think it's Chicago's not putting him in a good position to do anything, and they're not. But he also hasn't been good very on his own so far.
Yeah, it's like all of the mistakes aren't 100% on him, but like outside of the mistake plays, he hasn't been very good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like you still have to create outside of that, and it's not happening yet.
Yeah. Yeah. The good news is Matt Nagy won't be there, right? Because
you would think not.
He's got COVID, so I think he can't be there. So maybe him not being there helps the Bears, and that's
enough for me to pick the Bears. I think.
Pick the Bears?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go to Bears. All right. Steelers heading to Cleveland. Baker Mayfield was apparently taking a majority of the first team reps today in practice. Who's coming back for the Browns?
That's a good question. I know who my pick's going to be either way.
Browns or the Steelers? Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, is this team better off with Case Keenum than not Baker Mayfield 100%, but injured Baker Mayfield, which he's not getting surgery until after the season. So it's going to be injured Baker Mayfield for the rest of 2021.
I think they're better with an injured Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Keenum was all right, but he didn't do anything in that game to like really impress me.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that, but it gives them a very clear identity as a team, which is just run the hell out of the ball and then play action rest of the time.
Yeah. Here's the Browns injury report. This week has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 guys on it. Now, about half of those guys were limited in practice. I think they get Nick Chubb back this week, which is huge. But now you have Nick Chubb plus Dearness Johnson, not Kareem Hunt, but that's, you got your recipe there for success. The Browns offensive line is really, really good. And I think you can take out the Steelers' best player in TJ Watt if you're able to run the ball effectively. So I like the Browns in this game. So one of us got to use the veto. But here's the X factor. Mike Tomlin goes berserk in his press conference when asked about the USC job, which Grassi and I covered pretty well on GPS today. Extra motivation. I'll give you
extra motivation or distraction.
Ooh, damn. I really think the Browns win this game.
Okay, I'll let you have this one.
All right, I'll use my veto officially.
Because the Browns are at home.
All right, there we go.
And,
okay, Eagles.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. All right, so Steelers-Browns might be a good game. Honestly, Eagles-Lions might be one of the better games of the weekend.
Yeah.
Based on an equal level of talent, in my opinion, facing each other. Feels like a good week for the Lions to get their first win. Do you think Dan Campbell has more trickery up his sleeve?
It's hard to imagine he has more trickery than what he pulled out last week. They were really trying to get that win for Jared Goff, which
oh my god,
I respect. If they pulled it off, that would have been, that would have been enough to keep your job. That one win alone, but
how Jared Goff would pay him?
Win eventually.
He threw a pick in the red zone in the fourth quarter.
Oh man,
Poor Goff.
I feel bad for him. No, the Lions are going to win this week, and the Eagles are going to lose, and you know what that means?
Gardner Minshew.
Exactly right.
Ooh,
It's going to be Gardner Minshew time next week.
yeah, but the Eagles are going to trade Gardner Minshew to the Detroit Lions. He's a better fit for Dan Campbell.
Interesting.
Not going to make those mistakes Jared Goff's making.
Is
Look,
that
I don't
too
know
much-
if Gardner Minshew's much better than Jalen Hurts, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bad situation in
Yeah,
Philly.
the Eagles, it doesn't feel like Hurts is the only problem there.
No, definitely not. Not at all. But I don't know.
Nick Sirianni.
It might be Nick Sirianni. Yeah, I think they should do rock, paper, scissors for who gets to start.
Yeah. But Gardner number 2 because Flacco is back with the Jets. We're going to take the Lions. We're going to give them their first win. Not the first time we've done that this season.
Yeah.
But this time it works. Now, this, in my opinion, is maybe the game of the week.
Interesting.
Titans,
Yeah,
Colts.
better than
and the
Packers,
Titans.
Cardinals.
80, maybe I'm wrong here. 87% of the people picking the Titans to win.
That feels high. That feels a little too high for me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm high on the Titans right now. But I feel like the Colts, they're getting better every week.
Colts I think they're going to get hot. That was impressive that they came into Santa Clara last, Sunday night. That was a crazy rainstorm because the rainstorm that was going on there was also going on where I live. It was the same storm, and it was brutal. And I don't know, I wouldn't step outside, and they're out there playing football,
playing ball.
That was really impressive to me as the road team. And Carson Wentz, despite turning the ball over in hilarious fashion, made a lot of plays. And Jonathan Taylor's red hot. He's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. They got Quentin Nelson back. I'm picking the Colts.
Ooh,
I don't know about you.
Pick the Colts, and I don't think it's a knock on the Titans either. I still think I think both of these teams are very similar in that they're going to be dangerous come December, January for the playoffs, and it's a matter who can stay healthy, get healthy, and if the back end of the Titans defense can get a little better. But I like the Colts too. That's what my gut says.
Here's a question: if Derrick Henry can run for 2,000 yards again, MVP, right?
In my eyes.
Yeah, there hasn't been like a front runner at quarterback. They're going to give it to a quarterback, but there hasn't been one guy who's like far and away the best this year.
No, it's probably quietly Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, Lamar was there, and then the Ravens lost last week. Joe Burrow. Oh, Joe Burrow could sneak in there just because the Bengals were, atrocious without him.
Yeah.
But they would have to win like the AFC outright I think, for Burrow to be that. Henry should be.
Yeah, I think so.
With the extra game, I think he's like on pace to have like 22 or 2,300 yards.
And he threw a touchdown last week.
And I did what I think it was the Cooper Kupp thing about him being on pace for 2,000. And you put in this script like a joke about extra game, like who cares? But he's on pace for 2,000 without the extra game.
Good God.
Cooper Kupp. He's like 150 yards ahead of where Calvin Johnson was on his record-setting season, which I think is a little testament to Matt Stafford, too. When he finds a guy he likes, he's going to go at him.
Yeah, and it's not like there's not other options on that team.
Yeah, but I did like you falling on Vanellatron for Cooper Kupp's nickname.
Yeah.
Although during GPS, somebody pointed out that there's a transformer whose name is literally Kupp, K-U-P.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm not a real Transformers head, but
no, because I threw that at you last time. It's like if Megatron was, Calvin Johnson's nickname, what do we go for Kupp?
I think we settled on Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, we did. And then I posed that question to Grossi, who's knows a little bit more about that nerd shit. And then somebody was like, there's actually a Transformer named Cup. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, Vanellatron it is. Bengals, Jets. Bengals got cursed in my power rankings by the Wheel of Pain. My apologies. I don't see the Bengals losing this game.
Yeah, you have to be an extra kind of curse to lose to starting quarterback Mike White.
Mike White going up against the sneaky good Bengals defense. It's going to be another long day for Jets fans who will be tuned out of that game by the second quarter. Rams?
Oh, no. No.
Texans.
Yeah. Yes.
Another easy pick here for the Rams.
All I have to say is yes.
Talked a lot about them just a second ago. Patriots coming off a huge victory over the Jets.
Yeah, can you call it a huge victory? It was definitely a large point differential.
Yeah.
But the Patriots have beaten two teams this year. They've won 3 games. They've beaten the Jets twice. And they also beat the Texans. And they had to come back against the Texans. They played great. Mac Jones, I think, is playing really well, and I have a lot of respect for him. This is also bizarrely a team that came into LA last year, and I think they won like 45-3 or 45-7. They really beat the Chargers. So there might be something there, but this is a different Chargers team with a new head coach. I'm not going to put too much stock into that. I'll take the Chargers.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers. Patriot that's starting to emerge is really good is running back Damian Harris. But yeah, LA off a bye. Although I cursed them the week before with the spin wheel. So we got the Bengals and the Chargers, and it just might be delayed a week since the Chargers were on a bye, but I take the Chargers. Then you got this shit show, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh God,
going against the Geno Smith-led Seahawks, coming off a ugly loss in an ugly game to the Saints on Monday Night Football. Another rain game because of that same storm. 84% of the people are taking Seattle, which seems high.
That seems high. It does. It really does. There's not. Yeah, I mean Seattle's
like
0-3 at home.
Yeah,
they've not shown very much under Geno Smith outside of a couple of drives here and there. They had a nice 84-yard touchdown pass to DK Metcalf.
I
don't want to pick the Seahawks.
And then nothing else happened for their offense.
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll pick the Jags.
Yeah, I like Jackson.
A little bit of momentum.
I mean, it's that this game is a 50-50 game in my eyes without Russell Wilson.
Yes. Russell Wilson. Hold on, but Russell Wilson, is he going to be in Seattle next year?
Hope not. Hope he's in Denver or Aaron Rodgers is in Denver. Give me somebody. Just give me,
please.
Give me anybody.
Please, God.
I mean, imagine what he could do, what Wilson could do with Jeudy, Sutton.
Good things.
Tim Patrick.
Let's name every
Maybe
player.
KJ Hamler.
Yeah.
All right. Broncos football team. Man. I kind of want to pick the Broncos.
I do too. No, we got our anti-Broncos pick in last week. We're good now.
We're good for another week. Now, here's a game that might be better than it's indicated here. And the 93% of the people are going with Tampa over New Orleans. I still think Tampa Bay wins this game, but I think New Orleans, if Jameis Winston has a game, which he only seems to do once every 3 weeks, then this game will be close because the Saints defense is pretty good. Demario Davis might be one of the best. It might be the best linebacker in the NFL. He was crazy good against Seattle. Lattimore and DK were going at it all night, and I I don't even know if Lattimore was on coverage on that touchdown that happened, but I think DK only finished the night with 2 catches. So problem is Tampa Bay's got a lot of receivers to cover, and Tampa Bay's getting healthy this week. A bunch of guys coming back. Gronk, I think, Levante David back at practice, and one of their corners. I forget, but we'll pick Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we're going to pick Tampa Bay. I mean, you could make a case that Jameis just has a crazy out-of-body kind of week against his old team, but yeah, that it's not enough for me though.
Yeah. Oh, you're. I don't know if you were paying attention to fantasy, our Patreon fantasy. Will and I went head-to-head this week, and I had a chance going into that game.
I didn't even know we were going to head-to-head. I set my lineup, but I didn't see who I was playing.
I was down by a few points heading into that game, and then Alvin Kamara just ran away with it. I checked, and then I was down by like 40 points because I had Marquez Callaway.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a chance. I knew Kamara would score. I had 2. I think I had like the Saints defense or something and Callaway, and you had Kamara. And I was like, and then you kicked my ass. But my Patreon fantasies I'm just playing awful. But anyway, Cowboys, Vikings. Ooh,
yeah.
This is another close game in my eyes.
Just to be kind of reductivist here, I got 3 words. Kirk Cousins primetime.
Ooh.
Hard to pick the Vikings.
Yeah, but man, I kind of feel like there's an upset coming.
Interesting. You think the Cowboys are due for a loss?
I don't think the Cowboys are due, but I think the Vikings are getting better. I think they have the offense that can hang points with Dallas both ways. Like, they can put the ball through the air. They got the receivers, Jefferson, Thielen, and Dalvin Cook. Both these teams coming off a bye. Dalvin Cook could be healthy. Dak got that calf injury nagging him a little bit.
You can take the Vikings. I'll allow it.
Let's take the Vikings. Let's take a risk here. Oh, look at this. Look at this Monday night matchup. The Giants going into Kansas City. And as bad as Kansas City's been, only 6% of the people are picking the Giants to win.
This is a great opportunity for the Chiefs to get back on track.
Yes.
The Giants, Chiefs, I know they're bad right now. I know they're bad, but to use a topical reference right now, like, they are Michael Myers to me. And I won't believe they're dead until they're truly dead.
Yeah. Until they've actually been eliminated from postseason contention.
Exactly. Yeah. Until then, I consider them a threat.
All right. We'll take the Chiefs. Will and I have been hurt by them too many times to feel good about
back on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Picking against them. Like, how many balls does Daniel Jones have to catch for the Giants to win that game? That's the real question.
He might have to lead the team in receiving yards.
Yeah. And the Giants beat the Panthers, but I believe that game, the score was 5-3 with just a couple minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a baseball score for a while.
Yeah.
In honor of the World Series.
Yeah. I feel like Mahomes is going to have like a bounce back game where he played really bad last week and everybody's finally talking about how bad he is or how bad he's been playing. And Giants are a good team for him to have like 4 touchdowns, 400 yards, maybe a pick in there. But
did you see that Jackson Mahomes TikTok with
or at the restaurant?
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes just looks like he just wants to leave so bad.
Yeah, he's just like sitting at the table, kind of looked like his head down, like he was looking at his phone or looking at something.
Like, God damn it. $500 million and you still have to deal with these people.
Like, and I don't want to be one of those guys who just like shits on Jackson Mahomes because he rubs you the wrong way. He's like a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's a doofus, but like
kind of goofy.
Yeah. My
issue with Jackson Mahomes is his dancing isn't even good. Like he's doing these TikTok dances. That one specifically, maybe that's like, is there a shtick there? I doubt it, but they're like, they're not good.
I don't think he's self-aware enough for that.
No. I feel bad. I feel a little bit bad for him, but
Yeah,
somebody's got to steer that ship for those.
You're exactly right. Patrick Mahomes needs to intervene. I thought the Sean Taylor thing is like people wanted to find something to pile onto him for. It was like you have to have the awareness not to do that.
Yeah,
but it also seems like Washington like put them there a little bit.
No, it did. That's where the area they gave him to stand at. So it's on Washington and it's on them for like.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to TikTok dance on it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. It's both of them.
And I mean, he was doing the same dance when the Chiefs were getting the shit kicked out of him by the Titans.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Seeing the dance when his brother's having the worst game of his career, which is that's funny. But
yeah, it's like if just Patrick Mahomes had a Paxton Lynch alter ego.
Yeah, I mean,
following him around.
It's like if my brother was Patrick Mahomes, we could be doing so many creative things for my TikTok. You know what I mean? It would all maybe just be like him in the background ignoring me, trying to do something for attention. You know what I mean? But like, he has like this opportunity to do something really interesting and unique with the social audience he's building. But instead it's,
if your brother has Patrick Mahomes money, like set your sights a little bit higher. Like, like finance a movie or something.
Yeah,
not a TikTok.
Was it? And I think like the start of that one in the restaurant, like was it Mahomes' wife who was shaking her ass right in front of the camera as it started?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, she might be worse, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
She's rough.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for sticking around for our Jackson Mahomes take. All the games have been picked. We will have the Broncos preview episode up this week, Saturday morning. It returns in all its glory, and it might be one. Well, the Broncos play the Lions later, so there's a couple winnable games left. But
yeah, of course.
And if they win this one, if they lose, season's over for sure. Like it's over already. Like in terms of any realistic playoff ideas. But if they win this game, then you can make the arguments of, hey, they're a competitive team. Like they can still win some of these bad games and maybe, something happens. But we'll see.
Agreed. No, I think they get the win this week.
Stick around for the details. Good night.
And John Elway only played with one ACL.
And good luck.